After 9 years away, Patrick Dempsey is returning to racing at the Circuit of the Americas. And all eyes are on him as he takes the wheel of the number 98 Wright Motorsports Porsche Cayman GT4.
The great thing about racing for me, it's improving me as a human being and as a sportsman. It's all come back around again. I think I'm coming at it with a different perspective. And it's been, God, 2015, and here we are, 2024.
Brilliant performance by the team and by Patrick Dempsey. A place on the podium at Le Mans.
Yeah, Patrick's put a lot of himself into this effort to race at the highest levels.
I stayed away from it for a really, really long time. I wouldn't get near a car. And then it was through the Ferrari movie and doing all the pre-testing for that I woke up and I was like, oh God, I forgot how much I missed the camaraderie and the fellowship and the guys, and the team effort and everything. We had a program last year where we ran the Carrera Panamericana with the GT4. And I was like, I better get some testing in. And I was just really, really nervous. And then when I finally got, I think the second day, something popped. The brain chemistry changed. I was like, whoa, I forgot this whole side of my nature. It was sort of this epiphany where I was like, wow, I have to do this again. There's a wonderful Japanese word for having one event every year that you focus on that gives you meaning or challenges you. The Soji is really important. If you were gonna die today, did you get the most out of the day? That's what it's about, and you gotta let it flow, It's all part of the rhythm of the track.
This one is like a straight line brake, and then it's like hold on and go.
The hardest part of Le Mans was not so much the physical driving, it was the mental. It was the amount of pressure that was on us, and they're waiting for you to make a mistake, and that's what they're going to focus on. How do you develop the tools in order to stay calm in those situations? So when you get into the car, that's when you feel where you're safe, where you're calm, because that would set the tone for me being present in the car.
There's a toolbox of a driver or any athlete's game. There's a subconscious experience of shooting the ball over and over again. And then there's the conscious mental game of how you apply your emotions and your processing in the moment. And racing is very much a physical and mental game of adaptation.
Patrick Long is one of the greatest American sports car racers that has ever raced abroad. He was one of that first group that really went over there and committed to being in Europe, committed to the mentality that the Germans like when it comes to racing at Porsche, understanding the pressure. He's strong when he needs to be, he's compassionate when he needs to be, he's nurturing when he needs to be. So as a coach, he's just the absolute best. You couldn't ask for anybody better.
To have Patrick Dempsey and Patrick Long in the Porsche Endurance Challenge North America is very special for us. Their history goes back all the way to 2015 when they raced Le Mans together. It's super cool because they both come back from retirement, and to have them here together is super special for us.
It's waves of emotion. You remember the past. There's the anxiety of performance. Hey, do you still have it? Do I remember what to do? All that nervous energy. And the big thing for me was keeping the emotion going and the flow of the emotion. I started to get really tight and really nervous, thinking too much about the start and all of the issues that could go wrong. And I was like, okay, let me go back to kind of doing a meditation, letting that calm me down.
Patrick and I had a great stint together back in 2013 and then 2014 as full-time teammates. He's such a great guy and a good friend over all these years, which happens with teammates. When I found out he was in the series, I texted him immediately and we talked, and it's excited to have him here, and he's got that big smile and those wide eyes because he's excited to be racing again.
And what I like about this series, and I think it's something that's important, is when you have the AM and you have the pro driver and you have your coach, they're the master and you're sort of the disciple or the apprentice. And I think that's the beautiful thing about Porsche, is they keep their older drivers and they help develop the younger drivers. Because these are useful tools that we need to take with us into our daily life, into our workplace, and into our home. And that's what sport and racing really teaches me. It's like a university on how to live life.
All right, PD, remember, this is the first race of the season, but we're using this as practice for the endurance here to make sure we're smart, safe, and stay out of trouble.
Any concerns about Dempsey's competitive edge are quickly answered as he almost trades paint with Tillman Schmidt. This is what we were looking for out of Dempsey. How does he handle pressure fighting for position in the pack?
All my preparation has really paid off now. I felt strong physically, which didn't affect me mentally, so I wasn't making mental mistakes. And I could see the other drivers overdriving and then just hitting my marks, making sure that all the stuff that we'd worked on in the simulator, all the experiences I've had in the past, they'd sort of flash in my mind's eye.
Checker flag, P5 in class. Nice work, nice work.
Did you go to sleep right away, or were you wound up?
No, I've been good. I even had my chill session in the afternoon.
What time's the race itself?
2.
96, so it's slightly cooler day.
So it's gonna suck about just as much.
All right, here we go. Enjoy.
I did my watermelon sugar high.
Oh, you did?
Okay, let's be ready here.
We're on board with Patrick Dempsey. He's taking the opening stint.
Once I got in the car, I got to find a way to just relax, be present, breathe, calm down.
Okay, buddy, we're in our proper position now.
Texas was all about getting used to being in the car, and the sprint race was getting an evaluation of where I was at physically, mentally, and where my pace was. It was just carnage at the very beginning.
Wow, look, already a huge accident, and the elbows are out early, and Dempsey escapes unscathed.
We had a no start for us. We should start 6th in single file on the restart.
And then a bunch of people passed me, then we had to get back in line again. I was frustrated because I gave up a lot of positions where I didn't need to.
Green, 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 green. Guys, 2 to go to pit.
Copy that.
We've lost a couple spots in the mix here.
Patrick Dempsey comes in for the driver change with 35 minutes left, and he saves time by doing it under the yellow. It's all in Pat Long's hands now. He will take the car to the finish.
That was a shitty spin. At least we didn't wreck it.
Long way to go here, buddy. Long way to go.
I mean, I'm mad at myself for not doing a better job. qualifying was a win, right? So get better qualifying. Do we have a chance to get back up on the podium with him driving? But, then he gets all fired and see what he does. But, that's racing. What are you going to do?
Getting into the car, it was like putting on an old jacket. It was brutally hot.
All right, Pat, you'll leave on your 0. Should get about 11 to 12 laps here. 77 hasn't pitted, the 87, the 70 just came in.
Patrick is back up to where we started.
Picked up 2, we're up to 6, but these 2 guys haven't pitted, so we're probably 4th.
Alexander Prima, he was hammer and tongs up my gearbox the entire race.
He's got Alex Prema right under his rear wing, and that's a battle for the final step of the podium.
Nice work there, legend. Eyes up, go forward.
Pat Long has moved into second place on that lap.
All right, Pat coming to the checkered here.
Patrick Long finishes in second place.
P2, awesome day, everybody. What a job, P2. Great job, Pat.
It was good. Try to stay consistent. The ego is the enemy. You got to trust Patrick to do his job, and he did it. And I just do my role, and that's delivering the part of him to do his role. And we did that, so we're on the podium.
If you would have asked me that morning if I had a chance at a podium, I would have given you a low percentage number.
Not bad for 3 years off the job.
Oh, good job, man. Well done. Really.
Hey, I'm still standing. Those last 3 laps were like more intense than qualifying. Like I was just aiming for every millimeter.
Patrick Dempsey and Patrick Long.
Just an amazing return to the cockpit for Patrick Dempsey. To be out of action for so many years is a huge challenge, but he was super competitive here this weekend. A very impressive comeback for him.
Patrick did great at the start. He had some aggressive passes and he kept his nose clean. We had a flawless pit stop, and then it was just about putting our head down. Track position wasn't kind to us, so we had some work to do, and I don't think I've passed that many cars in the last 3 years of my professional career, so.
It's great. It was a good day.
Yeah.
Team did a great job. We got to thank everybody. Mobil One giving us the opportunity, Hagerty's Porsche tag, and then John Wright and the boys, everybody did a great job. And the car's in great shape, so we don't have to spend any money fixing it. So I'm so grateful for that. I want to thank our families for letting us get back in the car. That's a big thing.
Collected as they come to the green flag.
Go left, go left.